Hi guys, this is Here Comes Lucy, and I am gonna be ranking my top 5 Jojo Stands based on how much I like the music they're based on. Because why not? I'm also gonna be recommending songs to you, so open your eardrums. If you're not a Jojo fan, you might not understand anything, but here are also some song recommendations for you. In number 5, we start with Oasis. The Gallagher Brothers. Who doesn't like Wonderwall? But did you know they have other songs? They do, bestie. They do. So, what can I say? Actually, just listen to the entire What's the Story Morning Glory album. Recommendations I would like to recommend to you, which is probably the most missing song that Oasis has more than, which is Don't Look Back in Anger. Also, Start Crying Your Heart Out or Live Forever. In number 4, we have Metallica from Risottonero himself. He has Metallica, like... Should I say more? One of the biggest bands in thrash metal history. They just have too many songs for me to recommend, but I am gonna try to give you 2, even 2. And fuck it, I'm gonna give more. Ride the Lightning, For Whom the Bell Tolls, and of course Massive Puppets. In number 3 we have Clash. It's a reference to the band The Clash. I would just recommend so many songs because this is just such a great band and one of my biggest influences. So I will recommend to you Spanish Bombs, I Fought the Law, Should I Stay With So Go, London Calling, but my favorite one and my biggest recommendation for you is Rock the Cashback. Number 2 we have the one and only Killer Queen. So in Diamond is Unbreakable there are a shit ton of music references. It's probably the most musical season, that's why it's my favorite part, apart from Josuke. But I think one of my favorite bands from all time is Queen. Who doesn't like Queen? Only tasteless people. Anyways, the main villain, Kira, has his tongue, which is Killer Queen. And I haven't been able to ever listen to the song the same. Recommendations from Queen, of course, usually the most typical ones, like Bohemian Rhapsody, We Will Rock You. They have so many other songs that aren't that well known. Actually, like, if you can, just go and see their Live 8's performance, because it's mythical. So before I go and spoil who's the number 1, I am gonna go in old WatchMojo.com fashion, and I'm gonna give to you my honorable mentions. We have Red Hot Chili Pepper, Danny California, Snow, Give It Away, amazing songs. Another one is Pearl Jam. Just go listen to their first album, and especially listen to Jeremy. More honorable mentions, Green Day. Another one, Purple Haze, Jimi fucking Hendrix. AJ House Rock, which is the amazing song by the great Elvis Presley. So who can it be number 1? When number 1 we have the one and only Sex Pistols from Mista. Mista Stan is not only great because they can talk, and number 5 is so funny, and also Mista is such a great character, by the way. He's incredible. But they reference one of my favorite bands from all times, one of the pioneers of punk in the UK, which are none other than the Sex Pistols. If you don't know Sex Pistols, well, check them. If you want to check some of the music, listen to, of course, Anarchy in the UK, Pretty Vacant, or God Save the Queen.